BJ O'Neill here with the Business Coaching Success Podcast. So glad you're here, where I share with you strategies, tools, and tips to be able to grow your business coaching practice to six figures and beyond as a Christian business coach. Let's jump in. Hey, BJ here. It is good to be with you on the Business Coaching Success Podcast. Real quick, if you're listening to this and it sounds different, or if you're watching this and it looks different, you're right. We are on location in Cancun, Mexico, but the show must go on, okay? And so we're going to let that stop us. This isn't our normal surroundings. It's not our normal lighting. It's not our normal sound. But you know what? I still wanted to bring you value on this episode all around what I call the lifelong learner and how a constant appetite for education can absolutely fuel your success. So I'll make this one short today. I know I probably say that a lot, but I do want to do that because I want to get straight to the point. And it's all about learning. And the reason why I bring that up is that we are here in Cancun, Mexico, with a group of business coaches from all over the world. And I got an opportunity to take the stage and just to pour into them as others have done as well. And it's just been a fantastic time, which brings me to the point of when it comes to learning, do you really see learning and education and where it takes its place on the value of your growth? Or do you say that you learn, but it's more or less, it's kind of here or there, or it's more random than anything else? I don't know. But I want to encourage you today to escape the randomness to make it a part of your plan. First thing is, number one, is the financial impact of constant learning. We're going to talk about the different ways that you could learn. But the financial impact, and write this down. This is really important. What you earn today is from what you've learned yesterday. What you earn tomorrow will be from what you've learned, you got it, today. And the bigger point is, if you stop learning right now, you sabotage your opportunity and your ability to go to the next level for growth. Whatever that looks like. It could be starting your coaching business for the first time. You might be stuck. You might have, I've talked to a number of coaches this week in our community who, they get distracted. They get, off the game plan. Months go by and they really don't get the progress that they're looking for. And oftentimes it's because we kind of stop learning, because learning just really puts us in a place to constantly want to A, stay focused, but B, to learn because I want to apply what I'm learning to be able to earn at the next rung, whatever that looks like. So if you're just starting out as a coach, what financial impact can look like? If we talk all the time about how to earn six figures or so, but your goals may be different. We've got team members in our coaching community who that's not their goal. We have others who it's 3x of that goal. But I can tell you right now, if you're starting out right now and you don't know a lot, then you got to learn a lot. If you are stuck, let's just say that you have 2 or 3 clients, but you kids can't figure it all out, you still got things to learn. If you're earning $100,000 already or $120,000, but you want to earn $300,000, what you know today probably is not going to get you to the next level. So there's a significant impact to how and what you're learning, which we're going to talk about too. Just the spiritual and personal growth of you. I don't know that you can really truly implement some of the things that we do learn if you yourself, if me, myself, if we're not expanding us. Now, as a believer, as a Christ follower, from a spiritual perspective, that comes from the constant learning from what we're applying, from what we read, and what we learn from our communities, our small groups, our church, the pastors that we're under, others that you're, maybe listening to a podcast or YouTube or whatever. But are you applying that into your spiritual growth? And are you applying what you're learning from a personal growth perspective? I talk about mindset all the time. That is a personal choice. And that is a personal behavior. Whether you grow a business coaching business or not, it's not going to happen without you having the correct mindset and also just being in lockstep with your steps with the Lord from a spiritual perspective. That's my framework. That's my perspective. I'm a believer. Most of the coaches, or if not even the majority of all of our coaches, are certainly Christ followers as well. When we talk about this, we have these conversations just about the application of the spiritual journey. But you can't apply anything if you're not reading the Bible. You can't apply anything if you're not applying what you are learning from a personal growth development, setting goals, mindset, productivity, how to schedule things, how to go throughout your, all of this feeds into the rest of it. It really, really does. And the third thing is the practical tips. And I hope this is practical for you and very simple to do because it's not rocket science. Here's the way I look at it is, number one, you need to have an appetite of reading books, consuming some podcasts, and potentially some online video training at some level. And when I say those three categories, and certainly, one other big one, is certainly in-person events are critical. I mean, what we've learned here together, what I've learned, what I've taken from other people, speakers that I didn't know, conversations in the hallways and, walking the beach and just being by the pool, just pouring into one another. The application of in-person events are absolutely can have a dramatic effect on your growth. So you need to have a plan. And when you kind of take the application of reading, a podcast, a video, and certainly in person, and you begin to put that into your calendar, what gets scheduled gets achieved. So when it comes to reading, and I know a lot of people like to listen to audiobooks. I'm not knocking that. My only challenge to you is, if you just listen to it and you move on to the next book and you listen to it and you move on to the next book and you listen to it and you never actually apply it, there's just a greater chance when it comes to just the, looking at books from an education perspective on helping me grow. So if you do that, I still think you got to take notes while you're listening, which is great. But if you're not, and you're just listening while you're driving or jogging or, whatever, I just want to caution and encourage you to think about that on how you're going to apply things in your life. So I want to read 1 book a month, 2 books a month, 3 books a month. You have to choose what that looks like. And certainly that those titles are directly connected to what you want to do in terms of growth as a coach. The second, when it comes to podcast, the kind of same thing. You want to have some folks, and if you're watching this, listen to this. And our prayer is that, that I might be able to be on your journey of your story or what's going on in your life, but you do want to have 2 or 3 that is going to connect you, and you want to listen to them consistently, because you get a little bit over here, you get a little bit over there, and over time, you're really being able to learn from a lot of different ways. And video trainings, that's one of the beautiful parts about YouTube, but there's paid trainings as well. Whether you decide, each quarter, once a month, I don't know. Again, everybody's versions of what they're trying to do is different, but the bigger point is to creating cadence and to creating a moment to where you can say, this is my plan of growth. And certainly is the in-person conference style or mastermind groups or whatever. It's annual, biannual, whatever. But don't just think about it. You got to do it. It's not difficult. It is a choice. It is understanding that education can push me into the calling that I believe God has on my life. And I've seen this a lot before when I've had this conversation with coaches that I feel so called, to either get into coaching, to expand the coaching that I'm already doing. Maybe, some that have been life coaches and they want to start helping business owners grow their businesses, or those that have been in other education spaces and they just love to teach and to pour into others and be an advisor. And then when I ask the question, well, what are you currently doing to learn? Well, in this kind of void, even coaches we have on our team, even coaches that are in our community, when we get to this question, I'm busy or whatever. Those are just excuses. You got to have an appetite. You got to learn, especially when you're going to pour into the lives of others and you're going to help them grow. You have to stay on the journey of continual learning. Hope that's a good word for you today. Hope that means something to you. It's been a pleasure to continue to to be with you and to help you and to educate, to encourage, to inspire prayerfully and add value to your life. And if maybe you don't know exactly how this works, so you're curious, how can I start my own business coaching business? It's really simple. Go to businesscoachmastery.com. Businesscoachmastery.com. Got a free guide there. It's just going to give you some kind of the meat of exactly what we do as coaches and how you potentially can do the same. All right. Until next time, take care.